Time to go.
The wind knows me.
Settle down.
Time to go.
Lamb to feeling lucky today.
Into the wind. Follow the wind. Time to go.
Stabilize.
Happy to oblige.
The wind knows me.
Silence. I'll be back. I will have order.
Into the wind.
Care for a dance?
Solidify!
One with nature.
Bow your head.
Curtain falls.
I find that the beauty of
Ad Astra. Ad Astra. Thank you for
silence!
Can't run from death.
Solidify!
strike a pose.
One with nature.
Settle down!
Can't run from death.
Gather!
Show a new thing.
Bow your head.
Can't run from death. Can't run from death.
Stabilize!
Strike a pose.
Silence!
Can't run from death. Can't run from death.
Gather! Settle down!
Can't run from death.
Stabilize!
Huh? Out of the way! Teamwork is true!
This realm is... If you ever had...
have thought of everything. Even the Fatometer is here and ready to go for us.
The Fatometer? What's that?
It's a card that's used to determine action success or failure. We'll need to use it when we try to use certain skills.
And what about all the dessert and tea? Is that for us as well?
That's what the message said.
Really? That's so nice. It feels just like a tea party with friends.
Those snacks have Paimon's name written all over them.
I think you might be more of a snack hunter than a Marachose hunter, Paimon.
Snack Hunter Paimon reported for duty. If there are delicious snacks to be found, Paimon will track down every last one.
The desserts are great, but I'm still looking forward to the story more than anything.
Very fair. Then, let us begin. First, please pick up the blank character cards in front of you and write down your name and profession. You can find an abbreviated version of the rules printed on the back of your character card. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. In this story, everyone is a Marachose hunter. To reflect this, the club has prepared a small badge for everyone.
Ooh, nice!
As hunters, you have proficiency in swordsmanship and fighting by default, so there's no need to allocate any additional skill points to those areas.
Swordsmanship? So there's a fighting part to all of this? Paimon's not sure she can do all that on her own. Maybe Paimon can just stick with you?
Why don't you share a character card then? The Traveler will be the Marachose hunter, and you can be his little floating assistant.
Kinda like in real life.
So, for the name, do I fill it out with the name of my character?
Yep, it can be any name you like.
You can use your real name too if you want. I do that whenever I get too lazy to think of a new name.
Oh, so it would be like experiencing a different life, but still as yourself.
In that case, I think I'll continue to use the name Linny then.
Next up is the skill sheet. You have a limited amount of skill points that you can use to learn a number of skills. The more points you invest in a particular skill, the easier it will be to pass associate.
I'll take Persuasion and Investigation. Those are must-haves when it comes to missions like these.
Oh, those skills sound like they'd be useful for gathering intelligence. Good idea, Navia.
So, should we also take those skills then?
Not necessarily. Since we're working together as a team, we could leave the negotiations to Navia. And for example, I think I'll take Stealth and Sleight of Hand. That will give us more
Oh, interesting. I wasn't thinking about it like that. I suppose it's not. Let me see. I'll take arts and performance. I'm not quite sure what useful.
Well, that leaves us. What do you want to learn, Traveler? Oh, something that'll help you get a read on other people's thoughts. Sounds useful. Ooh, so you want to help people when they're injured. That's nice of you. So what do you think? Are you sure you want to learn these two skills?
Let's see. Oh, looks like you each have enough points to choose one final skill.
You've all picked such classic skills. It's fine to go a little.
Why do I get the feeling she's getting ready to cause trouble?
For example, this one here. Summon. Doesn't it sound super mysterious and cool?
Oh, I saw that one just now as well. The description says, this skill can be used under certain circumstances to summon characters or
The script's world-building rules, huh? But how are we supposed to know what a Marachose hunter can summon?
Oh, that's not for us to worry about, my friend. Just learn the skills that interest you, and the GM will take care of the rest.
All right, you've convinced Paimon. Let's learn summon then. Paimon can't wait to see what.
Well, now that everyone's more or less finished creating, since two of our players are doing this for the first time though, would you like to play on easy mode or authentic?
what's the...
Well, in role-playing games, The story sometimes changes based on the decisions of the players and the results of the fate. For example, if you fail a check, that means you cannot use the target skill in that scenario. If you choose to play in authentic mode, every time you elect to use a skill, you'll need to use. If you choose easy mode instead, every check will be successful by default, and you won't have to worry about.
Fotometer melakukan pemeriksaan secara acak, biasanya akan menyebutkan arah pergerakan taktil atau kegagalan dari lagi. Jika untuk mengambil satu kartu, bisa akan menunjukkan yang lebih besar dari target, maka mudah kali ini dia nggak berhasil mencapai yang sangat kuat. Oke. Peran karakter dan alur cerita kadang juga
Given that I'd like to focus on the story, I suppose I should pick.
Huh? Oh, come on. Don't worry about that. RNG is the never knowing what you might have to overcome.
I'd rather.
Alright, then I'll mark down Farina for easy mode. All her checks will be successful by default. As you.
What about you, dear partner?
Tentu
How would you like?
Are you sure?
Trust me, you'll see the beauty. Honestly, I don't think Clorinde would make things too difficult for us, no matter.
No promises.
That wasn't.
Well, anyway, enough talk. Let's get started.
Speaking of the story, why is the beginning?
Well, that's because a long time ago, back when human civilization was still in its infancy, powerful demons and evil sorcerers ruled over the land. They created a host of monsters and sent them to slaughter all humans in existence. Soon, a group of human rebels banded together. With their swords raised, they swore to brave the darkness, and in doing so, subdue each and every. Sometime later, as a member of the Marechaussee Hunters, you receive a commission. Following the address provided on the message, you take a boat and arrive at this strange city. As you inhale, you can taste the slightly salty air of the docks as you begin to survey your surroundings. There aren't many people in the vicinity, but you do take note of a few others who your eyes meet. And you realize these people are fellow Marechaussee hunters, likely led to this location after receiving the same commission as you.
You're all Marechaussee hunters too, right? Allow me to introduce myself. The name's Navia, monster hunter by trade and helpful neighborhood businesswoman on the side. What say you to traveling together? We can help each other out on the road.
Okay, count me in. My name is Linny. I've been wandering since I was little and picked up a few less than legal tricks along the way. I was adopted by a Marechaussee.
Is this where you introduce your character to everyone? It sounds. My name is Farina, and, I grew up in a noble family. I always had a strong interest in performance and the arts. Even though I'm a Marechaussee hunter,
Hey, that's really cool. You can do it, Farina. That's exactly how it's done.
Paimon is Paimon, a good friend and companion to this Marechaussee hunter right here.
I've been studying medicine ever since I was a child. I want to do my part to eradicate these monsters and use what I've learned to heal others.
Oh, welcome, welcome. When we face the monsters, I'll make sure to charge in front to give everyone some cover. You can take care of the heal.
You open your envelopes at the same time. The message reads, "To the honorable and trustworthy Marechaussee hunters, our kingdom, the lands outside the capital, have been overtaken by monsters, and our people are being led astray by forces of wickedness."
Huh. The layout of this city looks super familiar. It kind of reminds Paimon of.
The scriptwriter must have used a real-world city as a reference when coming up with the map.
As experienced hunters, the layout of the city reminds you of places once traveled. You recall the sight of yet, as you regard the city in front of you, it appears to be little more than an empty shell.
I carefully read every line of the letter and turn my attention to the signatures at the bottom.
You see a long string of unfamiliar names. It would seem that many of the
In that case, why don't we take a walk?
Oh, good idea. We might be able to get some leads on...
Alright.
You look up and see a tavern nearby. It appears to be open.
Why don't we go check out that tavern? If the novels I've read are anything to go by.
As you approach the tavern, you find a plainly dressed woman standing nearby. She appears to be rather troubled about something.
Greetings, friend. Lovely weather we're having today, don't you think?
Oh, hello. I suppose you're right. The weather today is quite lovely. If only those
It seems like every character included in the script has a certain amount of useful information to offer.
Oh, come now, don't be sad. Life is all about optimism. Oh, that reminds me. What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Huh?
I don't think that's the kind of question where...
Nothing turns a frown upside down like good food. How about some...
You didn't even take cooking as one of your skill proficiencies.
That's not necessary, miss. Excuse me for saying this, but you don't...
So you're someone who barely smiles and doesn't like sweets. Hey! Did she just... Me?
Clorinde must have broke character for a second.
This isn't getting us anywhere. Traveler, maybe you can think of something.
The results of insight checks aren't disclosed to the players, so I'll be the one consulting the fatometer.
Shit. Angka berapa?
You recall all the lessons you've learned in your time and begin to carefully observe the woman's mannerisms. You notice that when she's quiet, she has an empty look in her eyes, as if her thoughts have drifted to a place far, far away. So you noticed that a horde of monsters suddenly appeared near the capital recently, so all the guards were dispatched to fight them.
Do you remember when those monsters appeared?
I'm not completely sure. All I know is that my husband was dispatched to fight them 3 days ago.
Do you know where he was sent?
It all happened so fast. When we said our goodbyes...
You have our thanks, friend. We'll find and defeat those monsters as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Don't worry. We'll find him. Just try. We don't always get to choose what happens to us. But we do get to choose the little things, like what we eat and how we respond.
I'll do my best. You bid farewell to the woman and continue your journey further into the city. As you venture further into the city, the streets appear largely empty. An elderly woman walks past. You see her shake her head as she puts away her wrinkled wallet. A nearby merchant folds his arms and gives you a disdainful look. You get the impression that he's someone who has long gotten used to the sight before him.
Although he doesn't seem very... friendly.
Pardon me, sir. I'd like to ask a question if I may.
That depends. How much are you willing to pay?
How about this much?
What do you take me for? Some lowly beggar? You can't even buy half an onion with that amount.
Surely an onion can't be that expensive.
What do you know? War's nearly upon us. Everything costs several times what it did before. If you're not gonna buy anything, then scram.
Whoa, what a nasty guy. Maybe we shouldn't even bother talking to him.
But he still might have information we need. Traveler, can you think of something?
Apa tuh namanya ini? Clorinde ya?
A performance? I've never played a role-playing game like this before, but even alright. By the harbor's grace, a lone boat lies in rest. Let the moon give chase, for here begins our quest. In the dark of shadow, our heroes seek to find where creatures born of evil weave their grand design. Blocked the road does stand, such is our hunter's plight. Yet with sword and courage in hand, they march forth to pierce the night.
Woohoo!
I don't recall asking for a bardic song. Don't expect me to give you any coin. But if you meant what you sang, and you are indeed some kind of hunter, then by all means, please, go out and kill those monsters for us. Those monsters are camped outside the city, and they've been destroying all our trade routes. We have limited reserves within the city, so if this continues, we're all gonna be in big trouble.
Wait, you're saying no one has put a plan in place to distribute supplies or...
We could all starve, and those nobles, and who knows? Maybe they've been in cahoots with the monsters all along.
That is concerning.
Yeah, alright, I think I've said more than enough. Be on your...
Got it.
Don't mind him, Farina. He just doesn't have enough taste to
No, I was just thinking about how those nobles must be so cold-hearted.
Should we try to go somewhere with more people?
Oh, how about the city square? Follow me.
Before you lies the city's central square. You see a man with a slightly anxious look on his face, pacing back and forth, his head hanging low. He doesn't seem to notice your approach, still immersed in his own thoughts.
This guy seems promising enough. Maybe... Hello, sir. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Wait, you're...
I...
Oh, dear goodness! You're a Marashose hunter!
You recognize us? Ah,
Yes! Oh, I didn't expect you to actually come! Oh, what great news! The city is saved!
What happened here?
Alas, we once lived comfortable, carefree lives. This city used to be... However, monsters have once again surrounded the city. Perhaps the seal that kept them at bay has lost its power. Or perhaps an evil sorcerer has been...
Are there not enough?
It's not a question of numbers. The guards simply have no idea how to deal with them. Most people my age have never even seen one of the monsters, much less been trained to fight against them. When I was a child, though, my grandfather would tell me stories about how the Marashose hunters drove. To be perfectly honest, I was starting to think all those stories were just tall tales.
Well, you can rest easy, friend. The righteous and formidable...
The man is touched by your determination and resolve. His eyes...
Still, if we are going to hunt the monsters...
all I know is that the area outside the city is... Oh, although, if you leave the capital through the main gate and follow the road...
I see.
All right, be careful. Oh, and one last thing. The monsters outside they're actively working with the monsters, and have corrupted the court ministers with malicious mad... Even one of our kindest ministers has turned into a boorish and unreasonable figure, interested in nothing but enacting laws that exploit the people.
talk about being stuck between a rock and...
I feel bad for him. Maybe we should try to cheer him up?
Huh? Like, now?
I appreciate your kindness, but for now, brave hunters, I leave the future of this...
Mana monsternya? Langsung saja kita gas.
If I understood correctly, there are currently 2 problems in the kingdom that need solving, right?
Exactly. We need to defeat the monsters outside.
But which problem should we tackle first?
Well, this seems like a good moment for a break. Take some time and discuss what you want to do.
I really didn't expect the people in the city to keep us at arm's length like that.
Well, Clorinde said the script took cues from the real history of Fontaine, right? Maybe.
I wouldn't say it's a perfect representation of history, but there are definitely some similarities.
Sure. As long as it doesn't spoil it.
Paimon wants to know too! The hunters were super powerful, right? Were they all from a special line of supernatural beings or something? Kind of like the yokai in Inazuma?
No. All Marashose hunters were ordinary mortal fighters.
Huh? So you mean anyone could become a Marashose?
In theory, yes. All you would need to do is survive the rigorous training and Still, most people dropped out at the early stages. And others called it quits the minute they saw a monster in person.
What kind of monsters did the hunters fight exactly? Oh, and the evil sorcerer the script mentions. Did they exist in real life too?
The land of Fontaine once played host to an ancient dynasty known as Remuria. After that dynasty fell, monsters began to appear. Intent, one of the ancient sorcerers of Remuria used his power to assemble a formidable army of golems.
Now wait a second. Don't tell me that guy was the inspiration for the evil sorcerer in the script.
Well, I wasn't planning on going into anything you might be able to find out in the game. But if you want me to talk about something else, then... How about Casiodor, the Golden Hunter? Or Egeria, the ex-Hydro Archon?
Wait, but those people are all from a super long time ago.
From my master.
By master, you mean Miss Petronia?
Is someone you know?
Absolutely. Miss Petronia and my father were good friends.
Let's not get off topic. Responding to Egeria's call, a number of warriors followed Casiodor into battle against the monsters. Yet, as Fontaine entered an era of peace, their work gradually became obsolete.
Ah, I see. That explains why most of the people in the script have forgotten.
Is that really a bad thing, though? It can get
Depends on who you ask, I suppose.
Speaking of investigations, which problem should we tackle first?
I vote monsters. That's the main duty of the hunters, right?
Well said, Miss Farina. Plus, if the sorcerers really are the masterminds behind...
What about you, partner? What do you think? It's decided.
All right. After...
Boring betul questnya Clorinde.
Let's take a look around, like that guy said.
You there! Outsiders, halt!
Who's there?
An armored man approaches you. He has a tall, muscular build, and although he's trying his best to conceal his current state, his uneven gait... I'm the captain of the guard. I saw you sneaking around this... State your purpose, or it's off to the dungeons for the lot of you.
Wow, it's been a while since someone's been this...
I said talk, not whisper, but...
Have you ever heard of the Marshase hunters?
Marashose hunters? Ha! That fairy tale, you mean? What?
Sir, we were indeed in the city earlier, but your guards are still fighting the monsters as we speak. They could be seriously wounded and in
The man regards you with doubt and concern. After a period, those monsters aren't easy to deal with. But I just hope all the guards will be able to come back to their families alive.
Based on what the captain said, the monster should be right up ahead. Let's go. Hopefully we're not too late.
As you approach the battlefield, you see numerous people lying by the side of the road. They appear to be dressed like guards. Their faces are filled with desperation and terror. Some are screaming and cursing in vain, as if still trying to banish the monstrosities they saw from their minds. A few of the wounded look up at you in shock and disbelief. "Quick, leave this place! Turn around and don't look back!" they yell.
This is the place he mentioned, right?
You see broken iron swords scattered all around you. All the signs point to one thing.
Be on your guard, everyone. The monsters might still be around.
Before you can finish your sentence, you hear rustling sounds from the surrounding bushes. The monsters have emerged. They close in on you without fear. You get the impression that, in their bloodthirsty eyes,
A little help here! This thing wants to eat Paimon!
your battle round begins. Now.
Bismillah, huh? Ah! Sial.
This one's got your neck!
Now disappear!
Let the world collide!
Water jet! Bombs away!
Umbrella warp!
The next battle round begins now.
Show on the road!
This one's got your name on it! Attack! Umbrella warfare, I guess!
The monsters let out a terrifying roar of anger and resentment before dissipating into...
Oh, thank goodness it's over.
We're lucky the Marashose Hunter class came with all those preset skill points. Otherwise, we would have been in some real trouble.
I never knew the Fatometer even determines the amount of damage you inflict. If you get unlucky...
That's part of the fun. The uncertainty of fate.
Just as you begin to celebrate your victory, a suspicious lump on the ground catches your attention.
A suspicious lump. Wait, could it be?
I walk up to it, crouch down, and begin to carefully examine it. I've still got my right glove on, so it should be fine from...
As you investigate the mound, you discover that the exposed portion appears to be made of wood. With the monsters gone, the small protrusion now awaits your discovery.
Whoa, it's a treasure chest!
Boring.
With everyone's help, you successfully excavate the wooden chest from the ground, even without opening it. You can tell from the Mora and jewels.
Makes sense. We worked hard for this. Let's open it.
I can understand your excitement, Paimon, but think about it.
Yeah. Think about all the people suffering in the capital. Or all those guards who got hurt fighting.
Wait, is that how it works? Paimon thought since we were the...
Well, let's put it this way. Any decision you make during a role-playing game...
But would the people really believe us? It's hard enough for us to prove we're Marashose Hunters.
That's definitely something we should consider. Maybe we can
Well, if donating it could cause that much trouble, why don't we use it to buy some gear and food?
Looks like you're facing a difficult... Well, it's getting...
Wow! Where did the...
I'm not sure if it's because I'm having so much fun with you all, or because the story is
Here! Ooh!
Yeah, that won't work for me either. Lynette will give me an ear...
I understand how you feel, Navia, but we have to change venues for the next part of...
Huh? Another location?
Mm-hmm. There's a special note for the GM at the end of this section that says to proceed...
Whoa! He really pulled out all...
Well, even if we end the game for the day, we can still stay a little longer.
Something tells me you just want to
That's just a coincidence, okay? Besides, the Paimon... And anyway, Paimon really does want to...
Well...
It's nothing. I appreciate the concern. My earliest memories are of living with Master. According to her, she saved me from certain people of ill...
What a heavy beginning.
Master was a fascinating individual. If my first ever toy was a short sword. Although I suppose it wasn't so much a toy as some...
Oh, wait, so she handed an actual sword to a child?
Of course I did. I cut my palm and bled quite a lot. But Master was not concerned. See, that's what you get for not holding the sword properly, she told me. She then crouched down next to me and said, "Give me your hand. I'll teach you to bandage this wound." After that...
Excuse me for asking this, Clorinde, but how old were you?
Probably around,
3? Isn't that when most kids are still struggling to hold a fork?
As I said, Master was rather inexperienced in the ways of raising children.
I'm not so sure this is a question of
I didn't see anything wrong with her ways at the time. And anyway, children don't get to choose how they're raised. Oh, she did bring me back a pet from Liyue once. It was a Geovishap hatchling.
A Geovishap hatchling? For a pet? That seems even more dangerous.
What she said was this: make sure to get along, you two. If you really can't agree on something, just settle it with a fight. Whoever loses is the real pet.
And how old were you when this happened?
5.
Well, did you win?
No, I lost.
So you're saying you actually became the Geovishap's pet?
Yes, but only for a week. By the end of that week, I defeated it in combat, and we've shared a cordial relationship ever since.
That really doesn't sound like the kind of childhood someone should have.
Later on, I gradually understood that Master most likely didn't know any other way to raise a child. She was a marechaussee hunter. Thanks to her, I learned how to navigate the forest by the age of 6, and could hunt monsters in the wild by myself the year after that. Even though the training she subjected me to was strict, she always made sure to take me traveling when she had the time. We met many of her friends during those days.
I still remember the first time we met. You were too scared to join our
I still hadn't really met many children my age at that time.
After that, though, you started coming over a lot. You loved challenging people to shooting competitions, remember?
I had a lot of fun during those days.
I enjoyed them too. Oh, do you remember that one time we went exploring around the Spina? We tried to pretend like we never heard anything, but you nearly let it slip that one time.
The protector of justice. Oh, wait, you mean that...
Yep, that would be her. She often would put on a black cloak and go out at night.
20 years ago, huh? I still remember the guards leaving all kinds of witness reports about her on Nervalette's desk. Oh, there's no need to apologize. Although calling herself the Protector of Order was...
Huh? When did the Protector of Justice become the
Oh, she had a bunch of code names. I heard she would just come up later on. She probably got sick of answering those questions and decided to stick to just...
That sounds like her, all right. I bet she forgot which of the two she'd used by the time...
Well, she certainly sounds like a fascinating individual.
It's true. I always wanted to become like her.
But...
She suddenly disappeared the night I turned 10.
Disappeared?
I have no idea. That night, I was celebrating my birthday at Navia's house. But Master never came to... When she still didn't appear after a few days, I went to Mr. Callus's house to ask about her.
Papa probably didn't know either. I know he sent a few people to investigate the matter in secret, but they never found any credible leads.
Don't worry, I understand. To be perfectly honest, given Master's personality, just like how, when a litter of kittens reaches a certain... I was at first, but not anymore.
Well, despite everything, you still managed to follow in her footsteps and become the greatest champion duelist.
I suspect my position would be far too by the books for her. Master always did.
Who knew Clorinde had such an interesting past? And I wonder if Clorinde's master were the champion duelist back then. Oh no. Judging by the atmosphere, Clorinde and Navia are probably...
Well, anyway. Would you...
I had a great time today, Miss Clorinde.
Anytime.
The script was good, but I've got to say... Hey, you should tell us more about that fight against the Geobishop sometime.
What does she mean, on to something? I certainly don't know any 5. Guess I'll head back as well. I need to...
You're that excited to hear about my fight with the Vish?
I was talking about the...
Let's go meet up with the group! Paimon's really looking forward to today's story.
Solidified!
Let's light it up!
The wind knows it.
Jauh betul.
Laid bare. Looks like everyone's here. Now, before we begin, why don't we finish where we left off yesterday? There was an important decision to be made.
Is that really the most important part, though, Clorinde? Paimon's more concerned about our current surroundings. Have you all's cold railings?
I admire the work put into the set. Still, it's obvious the script...
So the set is going to be a part of the script?
Unfortunately, that is something I can neither confirm nor deny.
Anyone think Clorinde's smile is starting to look kinda...
Well, whatever happens, we'll just have to push on. But first, we should really figure out what to do with this treasure. If we're worried about arousing suspicion because of our identity, why don't we give ourselves a different name, just like Clorinde's master did?
Yeah, it might be better to keep a low profile. As long as we're helping people, it doesn't matter who...
Staring at me won't get you anywhere. Or did you want...
Paimon's good. Why aren't you saying anything, Navia?
Oh, this is the short sword Clorinde mentioned. Well, I made sure to take good care of it. Anyway, where were we? Oh, right. I was just thinking about all...
Wait, we haven't been...
Well, it's only a matter of time. It pays to be prepared.
Alright, Paimon's made up her mind. Let's just give the treasure away. Paimon may have wanted to keep it, but if it's going to land us in prison somehow, Paimon will be too upset to enjoy her snacks.
So, you reached an agreement? All right then.
Oh, and we'll collect all the scattered...
All right. You collect the treasure and make your way back to the capital.
Mulai lagi.
The city is still shrouded in a gloomy, oppressive atmosphere. In places where sunlight struggles to reach, you generously share your wealth with the children.
Thank you, kind soul.
The elderly woman's look of gratitude follows you as you walk away, her eyes never leaving your back.
She's probably trying to tell us to speed this up.
Should we go find that man again at the square? He seemed like a pretty responsible guy.
Oh, good idea!
Just as you start to make way to the square, Please wait, distinguished guests. Several strange guards suddenly call out to you. They run forward to meet you and proceed to politely pay their respects.
Greetings, gentlemen. Are we being invited for afternoon?
Surely you jest, my lady. That would not be our place. It is His Excellency the King who...
Do you think this could be a trap?
Well, we have to investigate the court at some point, right?
I say we go for it. If something happens, we'll...
After a quick discussion, you nod to the guards and agree to follow. Gilded tables line both sides of the hall. The space itself is adorned with all manner of expensive antiques, glass...
Wow, it's so...
The elderly king, clad in a magnificent... He wears above his head a majestic crown, with a gemstone the size of a bird's egg set right... They're here, your majesty. A man dressed in dark clothes, likely a minister, shields his mouth with his hands and bent after a moment. He lowers his hands and stands back up.
The king does not appear entirely aware of his surroundings. The man by his side...
The king remains still and says nothing. Esteemed guests, allow me to thank you for coming to our faraway kingdom. I've heard tell that your group, the Marechaussee Hunters, used your exception. However, seeing that I was not fortunate enough to observe such a feat with my own eyes...
Well, we've got nothing to hide. You brought us here to talk, right? So we'll just explain what happened. The golem's blades were so powerful, they could cut down trees in a single swipe. It took a lot of effort to defeat them, even for trained swordsmen like us. Well, that was enough details, right? Believe us now?
Your account does indeed match those of the survivors. Since you were the ones who defeated the monsters, that must mean you are also in possession of the treasure they stole?
Well, we did take the...
How did he know about the treasure?
Then I must ask that you return it at once.
Wait, but didn't you just say that our great deed deserved a reward? Shouldn't...
Yes, that was indeed. Only that which is freely given by the king can be considered a reward. Taking the rightful wealth of a king...
But that's completely...
Yeah, that makes no sense! If it weren't for us, the treasure...
Maybe so, yet the fact remains. You tried to dispose of the... What, no answer? Surely you're not insinuating that you, a group of...
Well, what about the king? Is he just...
Clad in his magnificent robe, the king remains seated, with his hands resting on either side of the throne.
From the look of things, could the Prime Minister be the evil sorcerer? Or...
I would like to observe the number of
The guards in the palace appear fully armed, their expressions solemn. Sensing the tense atmosphere in the room, they stand.
Well, there goes my plan to turn the whole place upside...
It appears we've been visited by nothing more than a group of ill-intentioned imposters. Before I decide your fate, however, I must first determine whether you have...
Can't we try to slip away? Or maybe start some...
But if we try to fight the guards right now...
Don't worry. At least we figured out who's behind all this. Let's just play it by ear. If you're...
Thanks, you guys.
You allow yourself to be led away by guards surrounding you. It's only when you begin to feel drops of water falling from the dungeon ceiling. Stay here! and don't. The guards lock the cell door and leave.
Wait, sir!
Your voice echoes through the dark hall.
No!
Carve out a new path of fate with our own two hands, of course. I draw my weapon.
You reach toward your waist, but find nothing there.
What about that knife I hid in my...
When did you hide it in there?
When I was thinking about digging a tunnel.
Rejected. You failed to inform the GM of this course of action. Moreover, the guards would have conducted a thorough search before throwing...
And the keys to the cell aren't anywhere to be seen?
Correct. You don't even feel... Indeed.
Huh? Why are you the one saying indeed?
Because that statement holds true...
What? But that's a terrible...
Generally speaking, this should be the point where the...
I mean, maybe they just really wanted us to be immersed in...
That is...
If only there were desserts and tea in real prison.
Oh, before I forget, Navia, I took a closer look, and the craftsmanship doesn't appear to resemble any...
Wait, Clorinde said that sword used to belong to her master, right?
I doubt it. The way she went about things often made her seem
Hang on. A precious heirloom passed down to you by...
Master left many things to me when she disappeared. There was the sword, and I gave you the sword back then, because...
Wait, when did...
After the duel.
Before that, Clorinde would have meals with us and even stay over at the after the duel, though. There was a period of time where we were both sad and conflicted. Whenever I looked at this sword, I couldn't help but wonder if back then it felt like I hadn't just...
No one can change the past. The most important...
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Think nothing of it.
Looks like the next part...
Perfect timing.
From Clarinde's face, I really can't tell if it's good news or bad news.
Water continues to drip from the ceiling. Eventually, you get used to the unpleasant odor of straw. Suddenly, you hear footsteps outside.
Heads up, everyone.
Gather close, everyone, and keep your voice down.
Who are you?
I work as a guard in these dungeons, but my true identity is the same...
Huh?
Shh! I've already sent away the other guards, but if we make too...
I understand, but how can we be sure we can...
The king has issued a formal decree. In light of the irrefutable proof of your crime, you're to be...
Executed?
Monsters appearing at the same location as the treasure.
There will be time for speculation once we're out of here. As for my identity, infiltrating the capital was difficult, and finding a chance to speak with you has taken a lot out of me.
Have you seen our weapons anywhere?
Don't worry, I brought them with me. They're just behind the door. Still, his faction is too powerful. The guards are all under his control, and he's even stationed a number to defeat him. You must find a secret vault. It is said that within that vault, the Marechaussee hunters of the past left behind a treasure.
You're not coming with us?
No, I'll remain in the dungeons to deal with the guards. As long as my identity is not revealed, I'll be able to...
In that case...
Thank you for your concern. As for the location of the vault...
Got it.
All right, once I open the door, you now have the chance to restore... And...
With the help of the guard, you successfully escape the dungeons.
Wait, we didn't get to use our skills at all while we were in prison. Who knows when we're gonna get the chance to use that cool summon spell?
That is a pity, but we can only continue to move forward.
Off we go! Everybody Already stand!
Overruled.
Gimana yang keempat ini? Nggak ada.
This should be the place marked on the map.
This bit of rock certainly looks
Well, I'd say an investigate.
Wow, you really meant that!
Before you lies a serene stretch of open water.
Well,
What's the matter?
It's nothing. As you step into the cave, you find yourself in an eerily...
wow, this must be where the treasure is hidden!
But this door is blocking our way in. It almost...
Huh. What have we got down here?
A pattern on a stone door.
Is something wrong, Clorinde?
After a long, difficult journey, you finally arrive at the location indicated by your map. Your surroundings are exceedingly quiet and serene, as if the secret that slumbers here...
That description makes...
We're doing this for the sake of the people, to free them from the evil sorcerer.
Linny's right. We need to keep going. The next part of the story requires us to solve...
Yes, that... something feels off about all this.
Something.
Found something here, too.
Same here.
Something just appeared.
By solving the puzzles, you prove yourselves worthy of at the end of each puzzle.
With?
A key.
Oh, it must be the key to the big door.
This is one of the Marechaussee Hunter key. It is said that 4 keys in total are required to form the final, complete key. Huh? You hear a few strange noises. Suddenly, all the
What's going on?
For the sake of immersion, please close your eyes, everyone.
But Paimon can still see a little bit over here. Oh, right, sorry.
Suddenly, you hear the sound of footsteps pierce through the darkness.
There's someone else here? Oh, this is so
I've been discovered then?
Wait, that voice,
You recognize the voice as belonging to the guard who led you to this place. It appears he now covets the treasure for himself.
Oh, so this is just part of the script. Well, if we can't see anything, that means we can't...
Judging by the way he's holding his sword, he must be a real Marechaussee Hunter.
Retreat? That's not the Hunter way. If it's dark for us, then it's dark for him.
Your choice is noted. Please keep your eyes closed until I tell you the torches have been...
You got it!
Well then. Ready.
I'd like to try to hit him with my sword.
Your strike is successful.
Ha! You're facing a veteran Marshal.
Loaded.
Is he still standing? Goodness, he sure has a lot of each.
is it over? Can we open our eyes now?
The enemy is strong and relentless, but
What about now?
final strike. Ha!
Oh, well, did we get him?
Iya, tinggi sekali memang.
Clorinde?
Warm fire flickers across the walls once more.
Tidak
Your
bagus
vision is now
mikrofonnya.
clear. In an impressive display of courage, the 4 of you that look in his eyes. It's like he...
Huh? Oh, wait. We're supposed to be role-playing. Speak your name, guard. Why is this treasure really more important to you than bringing...
What kingdom? What peace? I, Florian, am a true Marechaussee Hunter, descended from hunters of ages past.
So he's also using his real name. Or...
Then I'm even more confused. If you truly are a Marechaussee Hunter, shouldn't you want to help us just like you said before?
What do you know? In this day and age, there's no glory to be had.
What's that supposed to...
My skills were passed down to me by my father. We lived a life of obscurity in the remote wilderness. And what did he get in return? A life of poverty and pain. In a world that forgot all about him. The Marechaussee Hunters were the ones who saved this city. We're heroes! We deserved more recognition and...
Is he talking about how no one in the capital seems to remember the hunters and their legacy? I didn't...
So that's why you want to take the treasure for yourself?
If you already knew where the treasure was located, why didn't you just come?
Because I still needed the final key.
Only a true Marechaussee Hunter is capable of as someone who sought to hurt others for his own gain. Florian lost that right long...
Okay, but what is this treasure anyway? We've got all the keys, right?
You're sure you want to go...
We've been talking about it for so long, of course.
And we've already defeated Florian, right? So he won't...
Watch yourself.
Then let's open the door together.
All right. Before you, the door to the treasure, sealed and undisturbed for more than 100 years. You hear the shrill wail of the door hinge as it rotates for the first time after years of
It's open! Come on, let's go in! Paimon wants to see what's inside!
Ooh, me too!
Ugh, uncovering hidden treasure is the most exciting part of adventuring.
A stone tablet? And some shabby weapons?
You call this a treasure vault?
Maybe the troop ran out of budget at the end?
They provided a super immersive experience at the beginning only to drop the ball at the most important—
Wait, I get it now.
Huh?
This is it? The Marashose Hunter treasure is just a stone slab and some broken
Whoa, are you okay?
The Marashose hunter before you appears to suffer a serious mental breakdown. One of you seems to understand the significance of the treasure already. If the rest of you wish... Shoot on sight!
Wow!
So, how are you doing? Feeling any better?
What just happened?
Do you remember how you got here? Or what happened to your body just now?
I remember now. I brought you here because I wanted to...
You mean these?
Huh? How did...
I could tell something was off the moment I stepped into this cave, so I kept an eye out.
So the strongest champion duelist in all of Fontaine saved the day once again.
I deserve some answers, don't you think? Everything you said earlier sounded like the truth. Look...
I don't know. I just always felt like there was something in my heart that didn't... The feelings about my father and the other Marashose hunters are real. It just wasn't fair. I was angry. I don't know when it started, but at some point, my anger came to completely consume me.
But if the treasure was all you cared about, why plant all those explosives? Wouldn't...
I can't remember. My head is a mess.
From your description, I suspect you were dealing with a devorator.
Devorator?
Oh, your master... your father, I mean. Never talked about it?
No, I've heard of it. I'm just not sure. Wait, it can't be.
The seal?
My family has served as Marashose hunters for many generations. My father instructed me to always watch over that seal and maintain it regularly. He said it had... But I neglected that duty after he died. I finally decided...
The Devorator would be a formidable adversary for any mortal being. If you lacked the power to completely destroy it, you could easily fall prey to its influence and corruption. In light...
I heard it has the power to amplify the obsessions and desires in people's hearts, to the point where they overtake you entirely.
And yet, you were able to retrieve 3 of the 4 keys. If I remember...
One of them belonged to my father. The second I stole from a different hunter. And the third... I know just how strong you are. It's as clear as day to everyone in Fontaine. I observed you from dusk to dawn, but could never find any opportunity to sneak up on you. The only way I could think to obtain that last key was to lure you here using your hobby, and then...
I won't comment on anything else.
Well, I did pour my heart and soul into it. The stories my father used to tell me about the glory of the heroic Marashose hunters.
It's more than just a story.
Huh?
You're proud to be a hunter. You're still holding...
I have done so many despicable things.
Then explain the purpose of the evil sorcerer in your story. Isn't he the true antagonist? The one who sought nothing but his own gain.
But I've already tainted my sword.
Wake up, Florian. Remember how you introduced... Do you really think the hunters acted out of a desire for honor and glory? Or to be loved and acknowledged by the people? You do not wield your sword for yourself, but to protect those you serve. There's nothing special about a blade. It's the... Do you still not understand? Even after seeing the treasure for yourself? The contents of that room, they...
You're right. I am a Marashose hunter.
I wouldn't be so quick.
I know. That's a...
Good. Then, come with me, and help me see the script through to the end.
Huh? See the script through to the...
Never...
No, I mean, I wrote the script with the sole purpose of...
Then we'll just have to keep writing it. The evil sword...
You mean the Devorator?
Is that really so hard? You've already written most of it. Surely you can write an ending where...
You aren't afraid your party...
I know what my friends are capable of, and they're all quite scared.
Then, are you...
I don't intend to spoil the fun. So...
They're back!
That took a while.
Ahem! My fellow Marashose hunters!
Tone it down.
Sorry.
After crossing swords with you and witnessing your courage in battle, I've rediscovered my true self and
Oh, do I smell?
I confess, I was brainwashed by the evil sorcerer. He asked me to
That little... Wait, you're saying all of that wasn't...
That's right. He's adept at manipulating the hearts and minds of the people.
Huh. And how are you going...
To be perfectly honest, I only came to my senses after the treasure was actually...
The names of all the Marashose hunters from age...
Wait, you already...
Of course. Don't underestimate a veteran role player's exploration skills.
We just finished reading through the content of the stone tablet.
That tablet recorded the lives of some fascinating people. She inherited the responsibilities of the Golden Hunter and passed judgment on many people.
So, she was just like you.
Oh,
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose working as an executioner, he supposedly used a countless number of tricks to confound his enemies in battle.
Their lives were all so exciting. You could write so many cool books about their accomplishments. How could...
Because they chose to be. To hunt monsters that only appear in the shadows, you must also operate in the dark.
Then this stone tablet must have been left by...
That's right. Few Marashose hunters ever revealed their identity to the public. The only time they spoke of their accomplishments would be at night, when they gathered with their...
so this tablet was created not so that the
No wonder this place was so well hidden.
You regard the stone tablet in solemn silence. The names of your comrades etched onto the tablet proves that, although a hunter walks a shrouded path, it is their legacies shall continue to be passed down from generation to generation.
Father, you once told me that I should seek out the treasure if I ever became lost. Thank you, my friend. I implore you, everyone, please give me a chance to make up for all I've done.
Well, sounds good to me too. Everyone makes mistakes.
I have no objections, but Mr. Florian...
When he took over my mind, I gained some insight into his thoughts.
Huh? He's afraid of the treasure?
What if the secret's hidden? GM, permit...
At first glance, the weapons appear absolutely ordinary. These blades have slain countless monsters, though it's been a long time since they were used in...
So basically, take these with us, right?
I'll take this weapon, since it used to belong to Est.
Good idea. I'll take Mr. Walter's bow then. From one archer magician to another.
Paimon's gonna pick a cool weapon too!
As you grip your weapons, you can almost feel the will of past hunters coursing through your being.
Mr. Florian, do you know where to find the evil?
I was able to see his surroundings when our minds were connected. I believe he's currently... We must be extremely careful. He's spent so long...
Then why don't we explore some more and try to find some higher level...
No, we have to strike now. He was greatly weakened when I managed to break out...
I agree with Mr. Florian. We've got to act while we have...
Yeah, now that we've got a plan, there's no point in waiting.
Yes, that's what's called... Yes.
Alright, you've
Mr. Florian, please.
Of course. Follow me.
He had to set up so many scenes today. Now...
Finally, you decide to slay the evil sorcerer. As you walk away, you feel... Finally, you arrive at the church Florian described. As you approach, an ominous aura surrounds you.
How strange. This uneasy feeling seems...
Now, it is time for the final battle.
Let's go!
Kita mau selesai.
Florian, wait.
What's wrong?
I think you should wait outside. You've already been corrupted by the Devorator once. I don't think it's a good idea for you to be this close.
That's exactly why I have to go. Why I... Yes. I intend to...
That's too risky. If things get out of hand, I might have to kill you.
I understand. But if I do this, you'll have a clear and visible... The Devorator will have a hard time passing up a chance to enter a body it knows how to control. You're not like me, Miss Clorinde. You're a just and powerful Marashose hunter. The monster broke free due to this. Consider it a duel to restore my honor. My own...
Then, as a champion duelist, I hereby accept your request. The battle is now upon us. Let the Devorator once again tremble under the blade of the Marashose hunter. foe is not invincible. You hold the treasure. The power to defeat it in your own 2 hands.
The treasure? You mean... The names! It's the Marashose Hunters' names!
How are we supposed to...
You forget, Paimon? There's still one skill we saved until the very end.
Hunters fight not for fame, but to aid the people whenever they are summoned.
Walter the Marashose Hunter, master of 1,000 tricks, executioner of the Phantom Hunters, I call for aid!
Est, the Marashose Hunter, inheritor of Cassiodor's will, judge of the Shadow Hunters. Answer my call!
Petronia, protector of justice and order. The hunter I respect the most. Thank you for saving my friend, the best one I'll ever know. Please, lend us your strength!
We have come to answer your summons. And so, the monsters were eradicated, and the sorcerer was defeated. Peace soon returned to the capital. Those in the court, some remembered the names of the heroes who saved their kingdom, but others simply continued their lives none the wiser. Such is the story of the Marashose Hunters. They will always protect the city and those within it, even should all memory of...
I'm assuming...
Yes, you've reached...
It's a pretty solid story overall. I thought it was just an ordinary adventure at first. That final battle especially...
Oh, right, yeah.
That's a really good point. I never...
Yeah, mine nearly scared the daylights out of me when it started glowing. Oh, we should probably give these props back, right?
Did you have a good time?
Of course. Let me know if enough...
Sure, no problem.
Then I'll head back for now. I think I need... Once Mr. Florian is awake, please pass on...
You're right. He's...
Well, see you all...
Okay, so...
I think it should be fine, yeah.
What in the world was going on?
That time in the cave when you told us to close our eyes?
I was dying of curiosity the entire time. I mean, you...
Guess none of us wanted to be the one to break the illusion.
What are you all talking about?
Oh, wait. Don't tell me Paimon never...
Bit late.
You're saying everything?
It's probably more accurate to say this was never a...
What?
So loud.
Hey, you! Get up right now and explain yourself! Did Paimon just hear that right? You guys, it's not nice to lie to people, but Paimon's gotta admit that.
Yeah, it was like watching a magician improvise.
If Paimon knew something was wrong with that bulb, she would have floated straight in the oven.
Everything was under control.
As if you've ever described a situation as being out of control.
Guess I'm just used to it.
You must run into a lot of unexpected situations then.
As for you, Florian...
I know there's no excuse for what I did.
I would say you've already suffered... You may have been blinded by fame and fortune in the beginning, but your actions during the final battle had proven you to be a true Marashose hunter. You'll be far more used to the city above ground than below. Your job as a hunter is more important.
But...
Of course, you'll still need to take the keys and pay a personal visit to the 2 hunters you wronged.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, though, you're showing...
Then I'll do exact... Thank you so much, everyone. I'll do my best to prove myself worthy of the second chance you've given me. I swear this on my name and until we meet again.
Speaking of Marashose hunters, what should we do about the treasure?
Leave it be.
Are you sure? We could show it to people. Make it so that...
No. Every name on that tablet made the same choice. I am no exception. My identity as a Marashose...
That's certainly very different from the path of a magician.
Wait! Paimon just remembered something. If there were no special effects...
That's because the Marashose hunters of ages past would often imbue their weapons with special enchantments.
Oh, so that's why they had an effect on...
Well, I'm sure the summons were...
Oh? How so?
This particular devorator probably hailed from the same era as the names you recited all belonged to the bravest hunters. Countless monsters fell to their...
So the names held the power,
Navia. Everything you said during...
Huh? Oh,
I really appreciate it.
all right. Anyway, let's not...
She ran off!
I should probably head back as well. This story was truly incredible. I might have...
Traveler, should your name and deeds be forgotten, what do you think the significance of your journey will be?
I suppose the significance would be the journey itself and the world we helped create. There's still value in the time I shared with everyone here.
A great answer. I'll remember it. Me, the Marashose hunter, says nothing in response. Perhaps her answer lies in her silence. An unspoken vow left to echo through the night.
Selesai.
You're trembling. Is it the cold or just cowardice?
Stabilize!
Yeah!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night into the wind!
Gather!
With nature.
Transfix! Everlasting as the moon! Overruled!
Gather!
All must burn!
Solidify!
Embrace your searing reckoning! Adventure time! Into the wind!